Alright, radiator and fan shroud swap time. Swapping out with that fan shroud because I cut my stock one up and I'm putting an all aluminum radiator in. Take the grill off, remove all your little plastic clips. The grill pops right off. There's my oil cooler. The next step, I'm pulling the intake there and there. Alright, before I do anything else, I'm going to drain some fluid out of the radiator using the petcock valve, which is that bad boy right there. Focus. There we go. That's what I'm going to drain it with. And I'll get back to you after some fluids come out. Draining. Obviously, make sure you release pressure off the radiator cap, otherwise you're not going to get much fluid out. And I'll get back to you once more fluid's gone. Try and show you guys from this angle. You got a fan bolt there, fan bolt down there, and then on this side you have a fan bolt there, and then another one, come on focus, down there that you got to get to. Fucker won't focus. There you go. It's down there. For those wondering why I'm replacing the shroud too, there's a stock one and there's one I cut up. Big difference. I had an extra set of cooling fans on the front of this thing down here, but I have since removed them because I figured out that just a good radiator with a stock good flowing fan will work good enough. So that's why I'm swapping them. Also, this plug seems to be faulty. It keeps not working and the fan's loose, which I don't like. So yeah, we're gonna go with this shroud. Cheat like me, you can stuff this hose up behind that, wrap that hose in a loop, put it over there. I stuck that hose between there. Now I'm going to undo these two bolts, those two bolts, and those two bolts, and pull the radiator support off the top. That way the radiator will pop right out and then the other one will slide right in. You're gonna have to unbolt your AC condenser slash power steering cooler as well. That's the AC condenser, this is the power steering cooler. That just kind of sits in there. But you'll have to unbolt that and that as well. And then we should be able to move on to the next step. Don't forget, there's a bolt down here too, holding that on. I just stuck my ratchet through the grill. There's not one on that side because, well, I couldn't fucking get it. So there's that one there, that one there. There should be one down here, but like I said, mine's missing. And there's definitely one on that side. God damn it. Stock radiator thickness compared to the new one. Yeah, that bad boy's almost twice as thick. Really gonna help with those temps. A lot. Now it looks a bit messy, I know, but got the new radiator in, mounted that. Now this is gonna go around that, slide back on, put the bracket back on, and we'll be almost right back to where we started. All right, got everything put back to where it needs to go. That's on, that's on. That even fits a little bit better than it did before. Now we're gonna put that hose down there and this hose over here and reconnect the overflow and start filling. Well, I got it all put back together and topped it off with coolant. Topped it off with coolant while it started to rain, so I'll have to wait to bleed the system. But that's pretty much how you replace the radiator. Everything's back together, radiator's in, we're good to go. Started it, check for leaks, check your overflow hose, check the hose down on the bottom there, check the hose up here for leaks, make sure your fan kicks on. If you need to bleed the system, you have a bleed screw right here on the front of the water pump you can use. I kind of just cheat and fill this hose back up with coolant and then shove it on real quick and then finish filling the radiator and fill up the reservoir. And honestly, between all of that, after you drive it a couple of times, the vacuum pressure gets all the fucking air out anyway, so you don't actually have to bleed it every time. At least it works for me that way.